Hello everyone, Voodoo here. So this is going to be a bit of an update video to yesterday's Onyx Annulet ring video. If you want to check that out though, link is going to be in the description. Here's the thumbnail. There's a card in the top right. I still go over all the ways to get your rings, the best ways, how to use everything, yada yada yada. But there was a hot fix today. I love that Blizzard has done this, to all of the stones, and it has changed our BiS build. Not too much, but it has changed. So, of course, I'm going to do my duty and go over it here for you guys. Now, if you full clear the vault, which using the alt trick isn't too hard, you should still have enough of the stones to change out the stones if you need to. I got really unlucky with getting all my stones the other day. Like, incredibly unlucky. I've wasted so many trying to reroll, and I was still able to fully upgrade all of the stones I needed. So, there's that. Don't worry about it too much, but let's dive into it. So, there are a few edits to this. The big things are the ones I'm going to highlight. So the first one here, Humming Arcane Stone nerfed to have a 20-second ICD, which is an internal cooldown, which means that Humming Arcane Stone can only itself proc every 20 seconds. Now this is a bit of a big nerf here. Now we do think that this can still proc with the Twilight thing, but I'll get onto that more in a second. So they've gone through and buffed a bunch of other stones. All of these here are buffs basically. They did reduce the RPPM of Desirous Bloodstone from 2.5 per minute to 2.25, so it's a little bit worse. Not by a lot, but then they upgraded the damage. So this is basically a nerf to the Twilight Stone. Twilight Stone is still very strong. I'll get into Sims in a second. It is still probably our best bet by a large margin, but they went through and buffed all the other effects by a lot. So this is big. The important ones from here: Storm Infused Stone buffed by 34%, Freezing Ice Stone buffed by 12%, and then of course the 20-second ICD on the Humming Arcane Stone. So those have come through. We've gotten some buffs, and also they can crit as well. There was another change here with the ability to crit. Periodic effects can now crit, which isn't too major of a deal because the ones we use aren't periodic, but you know, that is there. So if we exit a full screen here, we'll hop over to this image. So this is a giant image that BiS from the Demon Hunter Discord, shout out to him, did of all the stones. If we zoom in, we zoom way in. Oh, that's too far. Okay, wait, let's zoom out. And then we click it. So this is just tier 29 not having the ring. Look at the top here. It is a roughly 2,000 DPS increase using the new best combo, which is the Freezing Ice Stone, the Desirous Bloodstone, the Prophetic Twilight Stone. So you can see that Humming Arcane Stone is still good, although it's about 1,000 DPS behind now with the nerfs and then the buffs to Freezing Ice Stone. So if you don't have enough things to change it out, don't worry about it. It's still pretty good. And then coming in the middle is the Storm Infused Stone, Desirous Bloodstone, and Prophetic Twilight Stone. So the two combos that are going to be important now are going to be your Freezing Ice Stone, Desirous Bloodstone, Prophetic Twilight Stone. That will be your single target combo. And then outside of that, the Storm Infused Stone, Desirous Bloodstone, and Prophetic Twilight Stone should be your AoE combo. Now you might probably thinking, AoE, I thought you said this was bad for AoE, we should use stat rings. Well, that's mostly correct. The Storm Infused Stone combo right here is actually really good in 5 target count or less scenarios. So if you're doing a smaller AoE, you're not doing those bigger pulls, then this ring will perform very, very well for you and will probably outperform some of the other just stat options. However, as you scale higher into pull counts, you start pulling more and more mobs, you're going above the 5 target count average, then you're going to end up doing worse with this, and you want to swap back to a stat ring. So what that means is you want to keep a stat ring around, you want to keep a Freezing Ice Stone around, and then a Storm Infused Stone around as well. Now it's very important, I'll show you this in a second, but when you swap these out, don't just click over one another. You have to go to the guy in the village and swap them out there. So these are the stone sims. Again, shout out to BiS for doing these. I will show you my own personal sims. So this is a D-Slice sim. So this is me with my gear set, yada, yada, yada. Gear's not perfect, whatever. So we can see having the ring is a 917 DPS increase over Heroic, Diana's Chosen, and Mythic Platinum Starband, both with sockets, of course. And the ring itself is a 134 DPS increase over taking off Seal of Dynar's Chosen. So in D-Slice, it isn't, super amazing. Now this is with the Storm Infused Stone. These are all 424. Don't listen to the tooltips. If we go back out and look at single target, now this paints a great picture. So again, this is the Frost one. Now for me, not having the ring is a 2,500 DPS loss. So equipping this ring here gives me almost 2,500 DPS. This is a very large increase. So the Freezing Ice Stone, Prophetic Twilight Stone, and Desirous Bloodstone are the ones you're going to want for single target. And then in lower pull count AoE, you want to get your Storm Infused Stone, Prophetic Twilight Stone, and Desirous Bloodstone. So we're going to hop back over to the game now, and I will show you guys basically just what you're going to want to have. So I have my stones here. So I have my one ring that has Freezing Ice Stone, Prophetic Twilight Stone, and Desirous Bloodstone in it. And then in my bags, I also have my 424 Storm Infused Stone and my 424 Platinum Star Band. So if I'm going into a raid, single target mostly, I'll rock this and we'll be good. If I'm doing, Mythic Plus, where the dungeon pool size is pretty big, maybe it's Tyrannical or Fortified, maybe I'm pulling a little bigger, then I'll rock my 421 band. And then if I'm going into Mythic Plus or a boss fight that has, lower target counts, something like maybe Dathia, Diurna, something like that, then I'd have to come over here to Morcut Village in Reach. I come up to this little gem stand here. I walk up to it. I get my little extra action button, pop open my ring, unsocket the Frost Gem, and slot right in the Storm Infused Stone. So there are some changes from yesterday. Now, they're not that big of a deal. Again, if you go back to that image, I guess I can do it right now. Yeah, get this up here. So if we go back to this image here, you can see that the Humming Arcane Stone, Desirous Bloodstone, Prophetic Twilight isn't that far behind. It's only about 1,000 DPS, which, is significant, but it's only a few percentages. So if you don't have the stuff to get these new stones, it's not a big deal, but you do want to pick up your Freezing Ice Stone and your Storm Infused Stone now. These stones will allow you to do the most possible damage and really let you basically slam on the battlefield wherever you are. So get your 2 ring loadouts if you want, and you have a bunch. I'll probably end up doing this later whenever, vaults open for their week. You can buy another Onyx Annulet and then get more stones. So later on down the line, I will probably make a ring for single target and a ring for AoE. Right now, I just don't have the, I don't even know what they're called. What are they? These things, the Dormant Primordial Fragments. I don't have enough of those. I've spent a lot of mine trying to chase gems. Spent a lot yesterday chasing a bad gem, but let's not get into that. But down the line, I will be making a ring for both, and then I'll be having my Platinum Star Band for bigger AoE. So that is basically an update to the ring situation. It's changing hot and fast. I don't think there'll be any more hotfixes. I do think this will be pretty safe to grab these gems at this point. But again, if something changes, I'll be there to update you guys. Small note as well, Blind Fury change is in. It's still probably pretty good to grab in the left-right build, though. But that'll be more testing, and if something changes, I'll do a little update on that. But for now, that is it for today's video. Try to get this out to you guys as quick as I can, as quick as I found out. So, hope you guys appreciate this. Hope you're using your gems and testing stuff out and blasting and stuff like that. But if you like the video, drop a like, drop a comment, and of course, hit the sub button. If you watch my videos and you're not subbed, or you don't know you're subbed and you think you're subbed, just double check. Sometimes YouTube shows you a video and you're not subbed to it. So you might think you're subbed and you're not. But with that, I will leave you guys here. Maybe video tomorrow, not sure. But if not, I'll see you guys next week. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week. Peace.